And an artist can achieve a great album like this when they realize that they don't need to run away after to try to catch up with the kids. When you realize I'm 35, I'm 40, I'm a mom, I'm a dad, and I'm a different space, and my fans grew up too. You can, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing hits, but you're not gonna be a 20-year-old, and all the kids are obsessed with people who, of course, like the Billie Eilish and company, and it's normal. But when you are able to do an album that is cutting edge, is great, sounds great, you display amazing vocal abilities, and you push the music further musically, you find a sound that works for you because you are not trying to just do hits. That's when you do hits again. Because if you think about it, when you do your first album, you don't know if what you're doing is going to be hits. After the first album drops, you know now what people want, and people know what you could do, and then you there stuck in a kind of trying to do new things, but at the same time having people waiting for you to do something that sounds like what you did before, and trying to please the fans, and at the same time trying to please the record company, and at the same time try to stay in, especially if you sold a ton of albums because you had a huge hit. Everybody's waiting for your next hit, and if you don't deliver, all of a sudden people say you fall off because people are so happy to praise you, but at the same time they're so happy to say, he's dead. And it takes some time to I mean, depending on who you are, of course, but it is great to see somebody that took the time to realize and be like, yo, listen, I don't have nothing to prove, and I'm actually in a space where I can just say, okay, this is who I am now, and let me sing, and let me do great music. And like I say every time I do an album, if people like it, fine. If people don't, fine. And that's what I feel about that album. I think that she found that space. And because she found that space, people are going back to, seeing her how she's supposed to be seen. And it's very hard for a lot of, too much. Wait. Yeah. It's very hard for a lot of artists because, you have to survive your own hits. Like I probably talked about this already, but you have to survive your hits. It's like me. Like I have so many people who think that my only hit is Kaysha de Quoi. It makes no sense. I have like 50 hits under my belt from me and other artists. But even just my own catalog, I have lots of hits in different genres. Even Coupé Décalé, people are like, oh yeah, you only did Kaysha de Quoi. No. What you hear in the background is a fucking hit as big as Kaysha de Quoi. Jusqu'à Fatigué is a hit as big as Kaysha de Quoi. The song I did for Tia, Coupé Décalé, is as big as Kaysha de Quoi. The song I did for Eligio, Grita, is big as Kaysha de Quoi. But and then in other genres, I got my French Zouk song, I got my English Kizomba songs, so many hits, and some songs like One Love, Love de Toi, Question My Heart are bigger than On Dit Quoi. But then some people arrive and they're like, all you did was that song, like, when are you coming back with a hit? And you're like, what you mean? When are you coming back with a song? I release a song every week, nigga. What's wrong with you? But once you understand that it's useless to try to have conversations with people online, because most of them, they don't really understand what is your universe. They're not like you guys. They're not the Shada gang. The Shada gang knows. But the rest of the world, if they don't see you on TV or whatever, they don't realize the scope of what you are doing. But and that's where it's super interesting, is that at the same time it frees you from proving stuff to people, and it lets you just do what you're here to do. Great music, creating assets, generating income, changing the world. So, it is what it is. What up, Emil? We didn't meet yet. Soon, soon, soon. Happy to be back home, and I hope you have a lot of fun. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of fun. I had a lot of rest. I really took that time to rest. Like, I really needed that. I really needed to rest from everything, rest my brains, and rest my intellect. And I'm happy that I could do that. But now I'm happy that I'm home and I can, be live in a way that suits me. I gotta teach you French. I don't teach stuff. I've been watching this Asian guy. He sings in numbers. He's hilarious. Wow. You have to send me the link by email, bro. What up, Jeffrey? How you doing? Yeah. I think she had a lot to say. She had a lot to say. A lot of artists have a lot to say after a certain point, because you have a lot of artists that go from being praised, like being praised by millions, to nothing. And a lot of them don't know how to reinvent themselves. Like, look at me. I'm not going to talk about suffering, but if I didn't have the drive that I have and the vision that I have, I would be depressed because I haven't performed since a whole year. Last time I performed was probably my wedding. It's been a year. I haven't performed. I didn't travel that much because of obvious reasons, but I still receive some proposals for shows here and there, but I haven't performed. Like, I used to perform 4 times a week, and I could feel like, oh my God, it's over. They don't call me anymore to go sing in the clubs. Oh, I don't understand, blah, 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 blah. But I actually don't care, because what I've been building since the time when I was performing, I've been building a catalog that, first of all, in terms of, because you also have to understand what makes people depressed sometimes is that performing is how they make their money. And if all of a sudden you don't perform, you don't make money anymore. So my chance here is that, or my chance or my vision is that I created a system with my streams. Hey, Aurélie, welcome to the family. I created a system that every time I sleep, I make around 200 euros, because streams, vlogs, YouTube views, etc. And I don't need to perform anymore. I can go perform, of course. If somebody calls you, I will go. Of course, yeah. I love performing, and I'll take the money. But I made sure when I was around 30 something, when I'm 46, am I going to be on stage performing for people who are 18 years old? I don't know. So I created my next business. And so I'm completely comfortable not performing in terms of revenue, because I'm not scared of, oh my God, I have no show, what I'm going to do. I'm fine. Now that's the money part. Now, in terms of the going to a public, singing for people, receiving love, hearing them yell, hearing them sing your songs and stuff, I could be depressed that I cannot do this as I used to do it, like 4 times every week, travel, take the plane 2 times a week, go across continents all the time, etc. But 2 things. The first thing is, I feel like I the thirst I had for doing it is just over. I performed probably 1,000 or more times, and it's more than I ever dreamed of. So whatever I wanted to drink has been drunk 10 times or 100 times more than I wanted. But the other thing is, I found other ways to express myself, like what I'm doing right now. So while everybody was on quarantine, on their sofa, watching YouTube or TV or Netflix and being like, I have nothing to do, it's horrible. I just turned on my camera, find this program called Ecamm, link is in the description below, and I started using it to talk to you guys 2 times a week. And this, in a way, the 500 people who come here every week, they replace the shows. Because in a way, I don't feel like nobody is interested in me anymore. Because you guys are here every week and more people come. See, a few weeks ago, Rafi, for example, Ralphie was his first time. And look, he's been here every week ever since. And that's the thing. Artists, creators, they need to be building stuff, creating stuff. And sometimes when whatever you used to do is not there anymore, what you have to do, the first thing you have to do is like, what am I gonna do next? And this is really what makes a difference between my career, my life, my path, and a lot of artists who they feel like all they know how to do is this. No, listen. I took one camera, one microphone that I already had, one light, another light that I had, and a third light that they were laying here. Ganesh is here, iPad is in the front, watching the comments, and that's it. And all of a sudden, instead of performing for crowds, I'm talking to crowds. And it's the same feeling of whatever I need to say is said. I used to sing it, now I can say it. And this ability to reinvent yourself and reinvent yourself and reinvent yourself makes you not go in that depression that some artists go when they're like, oh, I don't sing anymore, what am I gonna do? No, listen, you can open your restaurant, you can open a hair salon, you can sell products, you can like, there's a lot of artists who diversified, and one day whatever thing they did on the side became more important than what they used to do as an artist. I have a t-shirt store. It's not as big as my music business, but slowly, listen, every week, 2, 3, 5 t-shirts sold. You start seeing like, hey, movement. One day you sell 100 t-shirts or 200 t-shirts, and all of a sudden it becomes something, and that's the thing is like, as long as you start things while the music is big, you start other things, and then these other things can become bigger than the music. Look at Jay-Z, look at these people, look at Rihanna doesn't need music anymore because the makeup is giving her 10 times, 100 times what the music used to give her. And of course the fans wants to see her, but she's like, yo, listen, I'm doing makeup for the sisters who could not, find tones for their skins, and from the whitest people to the blackest people. I'm doing my lingerie. And all of a sudden, yeah, she finds stuff that she's interested in today that maybe were not her dreams like 15 years ago. And that's the great thing about it. You have to know how to move on. And once you know how to move on, you can really make music for your own pleasure. Like my album that I'm doing right now, not trying to do hits. Like it's really my own pleasure. Don't worry, there's gonna be hits. Like people don't realize, but for example, my song Malembe Malembe is a hit in terms of streams. It has been streaming the same way as my big songs, but because it's on the internet, people don't people don't, and because they don't see the music video on Trace TV or whatever, people think, oh, a long time you didn't do a hit. Well, last year, like the song with Lisa Lopez and all the remixes are hits. It's just that some people, you have to understand, like, I think the secret to life and to happiness in life is to not define yourself in the eyes of the people who want to define success for you. You have to define yourself. What is success? What do you consider success? If for you, paying your rent, having food on the table, and having a boyfriend or a girlfriend is success, then you are successful once you have that. And then once you have that, do you have more dreams? If you do, pursue them. If you don't, well, enjoy. But if you start trying to prove to people that don't pay your rent that you are successful in their definition, you're on the road to fuckery. Because that's not where success is. Success is yours to decide, like, what is success for you. And it is so hard as a creator, because in a way, when you are a creator, you have to accept judgment, you have to accept opinions of people, and part of the opinion of these people is the definition of success. Like, they are the people who say, oh, he's successful, or he's not, or oh, he disappeared, or oh my god, like, oh, is he still alive? What? Oh, he's this, or he takes drugs, or he's gay, or he's... I thought I was here for the music. What's but celebrity comes with that, you know. And a lot of celebrities, once they become famous, they scared of the fact of not becoming famous, because they believe that who they are is based on the fame. Well, listen, who I am is not based on fame. Who I am is based on my character, my education, the things that I do. Listen, if I go completely out of fame in 10 years, I could not care less, because it will not change who I am. It will not change the things that I do. Some people have been listening to my music for 20 years. Some people discovered it when Kizomba exploded. Some people discovered my music yesterday. Some people, like, I received a tweet yesterday of somebody saying, yo, I just discovered your music. Why it's so amazing. And I was like, yo, you have a lot to catch up. Welcome home. Welcome to the family, you know. And but even if, you know, I went dark, and as long as I'm paying my rent, I'm feeding my kids, I'm paying for their schools, to me that's the success. Like, I don't see success as being famous. Being famous is not success. Being famous is a byproduct of making something great, and people are applauding you for that. And I might go from being a super successful musician or producer to maybe a successful live streamer, because Club Shada might become huge, you know, and it might bring some new problems and some new stuff, whatever, you know. But that's what's amazing about life. 43 minutes already. Ah, my God. Thanks a lot, Jeffrey. I do what I can. Listen, exactly, Nadia. A lot of people, they complain, you know.